Hello everyone, nice to meet you again with the Disney 3D Art channel. In today's video it will be the character Bagheera from the movie The Jungle Book. Bagheera is the protagonist of Disney's 1967 animated feature film The Jungle Book. He is an honorable, albeit short-tempered panther that served as the guardian of the man-cub, Mowgli. To protect Mowgli from the threat of the murderous tiger Shere Khan, Bagheera volunteered to take the man-cub to the man village, but Mowgli refused and wanted to stay in the jungle. Along the way, Bagheera's ideology clashed with that of a laid-back sloth bear named Baloo. Bagheera is the wise and respectable black panther, leopard, who lives in the Seoni jungle in India. His life changes when he discovers the infant man-cub, Mowgli, in a wrecked canoe and dedicates himself to ensure the safety of the young boy by putting him in the care of the wolves and watch over him until he is ready to rejoin humanity. The Jungle Book takes many creative liberties that deviate from the source material. However, Bagheera deviates the least from Kipling's works out of all the characters in the film. Like in the books, Bagheera is Mowgli's elegant, no-nonsense mentor, but does not spoil the boy, nor is he as effeminate as his book counterpart. Bagheera is presented as a wise figure. Level-headed and intelligent, the panther is amongst the most down-to-earth residents of the jungle. When first introduced, he is seen as a selfless and caring individual, rescuing the orphaned Mowgli, and going out of his way to ensure his safety from that moment forward. Although he cares a great deal about the man-cub, Bagheera is also easily frustrated by his petulance and stubbornness, and is intolerant of tomfoolery. This would result in rather heated arguments between the two, specifically in regard to whether Mowgli should remain in the jungle or return to the man village to live among his own kind. Bagheera's short temper can occasionally cloud his judgment, resulting in such careless behavior as abandoning Mowgli in the jungle despite the dangers that lurk. Nevertheless, he is quick to reform and repeatedly finds himself by Mowgli's side once again. He is a devoted ally and makes it a crucial objective to protect those he cares about. Bagheera also serves as a foil to Baloo, whom the former views as a shiftless, stupid jungle bum. The two have opposite personalities and continuously annoy one another with their need to push their own personal opinions onto each other. Nevertheless, these conflicts mostly centered around Mowgli's fate, and the two generally share a brotherly bond. Following the climax, when it appeared Baloo had met his demise, Bagheera revealed that he truly did care for the bear, and was notably embarrassed to see that Baloo had overheard his heartfelt eulogy. Once Mowgli made the decision to return to the man village, Bagheera and Baloo joyfully returned to their lives in the jungle, setting aside their differences and remaining best friends. Bagheera is the first major character to appear in the film, and he narrates the first part of the film too. He discovers a human infant amidst the debris of a wrecked canoe. Initially, Bagheera has no intention of getting involved and is about to leave when he thinks for a moment and is unable to bring himself to willingly let an innocent man-cub perish. Feeling responsible for the child's safety and knowing that the man-cub is in need of nourishment, he brings the baby to a family of wolves he knew who recently had cubs. He knew there wouldn't be any problems with Raksha, the mother wolf, but was a little apprehensive about the father wolf, Rama. The wolves name the baby Mowgli and make him in as part of their wolf family. There, Mowgli is nurtured for 10 years, with Bagheera often stopping by to check on him and occasionally take him on walks through the jungle. However, Bagheera admits to himself that as much as he knows how happy Mowgli is with jungle life, the boy must return to his own kind someday. Bagheera's notion proves right when Shere Khan the tiger returns to the part of the jungle where the wolf pack lives. The alpha wolf, Akela, declares that Mowgli must leave the pack before Shere Khan discovers him, as the tiger will seek to kill the boy along with anyone who protects him. Mowgli's father, Rama, protests as his son lacks a wolf's survival instincts and would die if he was sent to live on his own. Bagheera, an honorary member of the council, settles the debate when he tells them that he has discovered a man village where Mowgli will be safe from the dangers of the jungle and live a prosperous life among his own kind, and is ready to escort him to the village with the council's permission. Akela, Rama, and the council elders approve of Bagheera's plan and wish him good luck. Later on, Mowgli rides on Bagheera's back as the two begin the journey to the man village. A tired Mowgli finally asks the panther when they are heading back to the wolf den, but is shocked to learn that Bagheera is taking him to live with his own kind. Even after Bagheera explains the danger posed by Shere Khan, Mowgli comes up with naive ideas in hopes of being allowed to stay in the jungle, as it is the only home he has ever known, not to mention that he has never met other humans before. Thus the people in the man village will be strangers to him, but Bagheera dismisses them all. As it is getting late, Bagheera takes Mowgli to a tree branch to rest for the night. Bagheera advises the man-cub to get some sleep as they will continue their journey early in the morning, but Mowgli insists that he is not afraid of any danger and can take care of himself. As the panther is nearly asleep, he is oblivious of Kaa, the python, descending from the tree branches above and hypnotizing Mowgli to sleep while coiling him up as he prepares to eat him. Being too relaxed and comfortable to resist further, Mowgli begins to fall into a trance, but not before attempting to call Bagheera for help. Kaa silences the boy by tugging his neck, making him gulp. Fortunately, Bagheera hears this and wakes up just in time to save Mowgli's life and snap him out of the trance. Angered by this, Kaa hypnotizes Bagheera to a trance but is pushed off the tree branch by Mowgli, who then slaps his mentor's face repeatedly until he wakes up. Kaa vows to capture Mowgli, who laughs at the snake as he slithers away. Bagheera humorously notes the irony of Mowgli being nearly eaten right after insisting he can take care of himself. But the embarrassed man-cub is still adamant on staying the jungle. Not wanting to argue, Bagheera tells Mowgli to go to sleep. The next morning, the duo are awakened by an earthquake, which was caused by a platoon of marching elephants led by Colonel Hathi. Although Bagheera is annoyed by this, Mowgli is enthusiastic about what he believes is a parade and investigates. Bagheera believes there is no harm in letting Mowgli satisfy his curiosity, and so he does not intervene, though he is quickly proven wrong when Mowgli enters an argument with Hathi. Bagheera saves Mowgli from Colonel Hathi's wrath by telling him the man-cub is his responsibility and that he is taking the boy to the man village. Hathi calms down and resumes his march while Bagheera and Mowgli continue their journey. However, Mowgli becomes more stubborn and refuses to leave the jungle, leading to an argument between the two and prompts Bagheera to drag the man-cub to the village by force, only to accidentally fall into a nearby river after attempting to pull Mowgli from a small tree he was clinging onto. The panther becomes fed up with Mowgli's rebellious behavior and storms off to cool down for a while, leaving the man-cub to wander the jungle alone. Soon, however, Bagheera realizes his mistake when he hears a loud roar not far from where he left the boy and runs to his aid. He reaches the man-cub but sees him bonding with Baloo the bear. Thinking Baloo is a bad influence on Mowgli, Bagheera declares that there is no time to fool around as the boy must go to the man village as soon as possible. However, Baloo takes Mowgli's side, believing the man village will ruin the boy and make a man out of him, and promises to take care of him. Baffled, Bagheera chooses to leave Mowgli in Baloo's care, hoping the bear will see for himself that taking care of Mowgli is easier said than done. Sure enough, Bagheera is called for assistance by Baloo, although he learns the situation is worse than he thought when Baloo tells him they were ambushed by the Bunder Log, who kidnapped Mowgli and are taking him to King Louie as they speak. Baloo and Bagheera arrive at the ancient ruins and witness the Mad Ape King trying to persuade Mowgli into giving him the secret of fire. Baloo distracts the monkeys while Bagheera attempts to rescue Mowgli. Unfortunately, Baloo's cover is blown and the Bunder Log attacks him, Bagheera and Mowgli. A battle ensues, resulting in a whole building collapsing, which gives the trio the time they need to escape, albeit with a few bruises. That night, once Mowgli is asleep, Bagheera scolds Baloo for irresponsibly putting the man-cub in danger and takes the time to discuss with Baloo that Mowgli must return to the man village, as the jungle was never meant to be Mowgli's home, and why Baloo cannot adopt the boy. Baloo takes full responsibility for the incident, but remains unconvinced until Bagheera mentions the threat posed by Shere Khan, as he hates all humans due to his fear of guns and fire, especially Mowgli, and will not wait until Mowgli learns to harness either of those things. Although Baloo angrily tells Bagheera that he promised Mowgli he could stay in the jungle with him, Bagheera insists that as Mowgli remains here with the bear, he's in danger with Shere Khan around. Baloo then realizes how irresponsible he has been and reluctantly agrees to take Mowgli to the man village the first thing in the morning. The next morning, Bagheera hears Baloo calling for Mowgli. Bagheera comes to find that Mowgli ran away, having felt betrayed by Baloo. They both rush off to find Mowgli separately. During the search, Bagheera runs into Colonel Hathi and his patrol. After a while, Bagheera is able to convince Hathi to help him search for the man cub with the help of Hathi's mate, Winifred. Unbeknownst to all of them, Shere Khan, who had been hunting a deer, is nearby and overhears their conversation. Now aware of Mowgli's presence in the jungle and that he is lost and helpless, the tiger begins tracking him down. Bagheera spends many hours looking for Mowgli, but does not find him until he hears the battle between Shere Khan, Mowgli, Baloo, and a group of vultures. The panther arrives when the battle has been won and sees Mowgli trying to revive Baloo's motionless body on the ground. Believing Baloo to be dead, Bagheera comforts the boy and eulogizes the bear, who slowly begins to wake up. Mowgli blames himself for Baloo's apparent demise and is about to follow Bagheera to the man village when Baloo, touched by the panther's eulogy, reveals himself to be alive when he calls for more. Bagheera is annoyed, going so far as to call the bear a fraud, but Mowgli is overjoyed and the trio head into the jungle. Upon reaching the edge of the jungle, the trio hears an angelic voice in the distance which catches Mowgli's attention and prompts him to investigate its source, which turns out to be a beautiful young girl collecting water from a river flowing in front of the man village. Mowgli becomes fascinated and climbs up the tree above her for a better look. Baloo tries to stop the man cub but Bagheera gleefully tells him to let the boy go. Once Mowgli is directly above the girl, he loses his balance when a branch snaps and he falls into the river where he is easily noticed by the girl. The curious young maiden lures the boy into the village, hoping to get to know more about the stranger. At the village entrance, however, Mowgli looks uncertain at his guardians. Baloo begs Mowgli to come back to live in the jungle, having convinced himself that Mowgli can survive in it after all, while Bagheera encourages Mowgli to keep following the girl. Ultimately, Mowgli chooses the village and begins his new life. Baloo is noticeably disappointed that Mowgli chose the girl in the village over him in the jungle, but Bagheera is not surprised as the boy obviously could not resist his own nature, or his inevitable manhood, no matter how hard he tried, and declares that Mowgli is finally where he belongs. Baloo realizes he is right and enthusiastically suggests they head back to where they belong. Having gained respect for Baloo, Bagheera loosens up and the two sing bare necessities while strolling into the jungle. In the books, Bagheera was the polar opposite of his Disney counterpart. In Kipling's works, Bagheera was sassy, cheerful, reckless, and cunning, while Disney's version was strict, no-nonsense, level-headed, and short-tempered. In many ways, one might say that Disney swapped Bagheera and Baloo's personalities. In the books, Bagheera was born in captivity. As a cub, he was kept as a pet by the Prince of Udaipur until he escaped into the wild. Because he could relate to Mowgli being an orphan and an outsider, Bagheera quickly befriended the boy. Bagheera's origin was a secret that he shared only with Mowgli. In the Disney version, Bagheera appears to have been born and raised in the wild. In the books, Bagheera was not the one who discovered Mowgli. Mowgli made his own way to the wolves while fleeing from Shere Khan, and they did not meet until word spread of Raksha adopting a man-cub. In the Disney version, Bagheera discovered Mowgli abandoned by a river. Feeling sorry for the child, Bagheera brought him to Raksha and Rama, who agreed to care for him. However, in the books, Bagheera sided with Raksha when the Wolf Council discussed Mowgli's fate and bought Mowgli's life with a hunted bull and gave the man-cub to Raksha. Unlike the Disney version, Kipling's Bagheera was not a personal friend of Akela nor an honorary member of the pack. He was, however, a close friend to Mowgli, Grey Brother, Baloo, and Raksha. In the books, Bagheera occasionally spoiled Mowgli a bit. In the Disney version, Bagheera took discipline and responsibility very seriously. It should also be noted that in the books, Bagheera was not a parental figure for Mowgli like in the 1967 film, but rather he saw Mowgli like a younger brother and Mowgli looked up to him as an older brother. First is to draw from the head to body of the Black Panther, then draw 4 legs for Bagheera. Next is to draw the tail, then draw the nose and mouth to make the face for Bagheera. Finally draw the eyes, make the face and attach 2 ears for Bagheera. So the character Bagheera from the movie The Jungle Book has been completed. If you like this video tutorial, please like and subscribe button to receive the new notify. At the same time, download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many peoples of the world. Thank you everyone and see you soon.